give Jason McComb a call here now and see where he is on his walk. We weren't able to meet up with him last week, so it should be interesting to get a couple of weeks out of him here.
Good evening, Jason speaking.
Hi, Jason. It's Tony calling.
Tony, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Well, Jason, it was a long couple of weeks there. We weren't able to hook up with you last week, and thought, well, let's see what you've been up to this couple of weeks. So whereabouts are you?
Currently, I'm in Wasaga Beach. I'm in Wasaga Beach just now. I'm trying to recap where it was that I spoke to you last, because it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, you were just inside, just getting into Kitchener when we last spoke.
That's right. Okay.
Yes.
I'm up in Wasaga Beach, and my guts are in knots as it's about a week now until I head towards Sault Ste. Marie, till I'm near the Sault Ste. Marie area.
Oh, okay. So you should be up there in about a week.
I'm guessing, yeah. It's Wasaga Beach, Collingwood, Meaford, Owen Sound. Owen Sound does have a lot going on in the homeless. Apparently, from this is hearsay, homelessness is getting a little heavy in Owen Sound. So it could be 2 days that I spend there, and then from there it's up Tobermory Way and across to Manitoulin Island, and then it's probably 3 days in the wilderness from where I cross at Manitoulin over to Sault Ste. Marie.
Wow! So you've got your week cut out for you, that's for sure.
I do, and I'm not going to say my guts aren't in that.
So we got since the last time we talked to you, we had a lot of things happening here in St. Thomas. As you know, we just got done the Iron Horse Festival. And
yeah, I'm sorry. I missed it.
Yeah, actually, we kind of lost you again there, Jason. It went all muffled.
Oh, sorry. The wind. I'm sorry that I missed the Iron Horse Festival. It's been a lot of years since I've been to that.
Yeah, of course, it was a new location. They did it behind the Queso station, so they, it was the first year back, so they got a lot of things they have to work out. But the entertainment was, wow, pretty awesome.
Yeah, Chico was a big part, and Bender.
Yeah,
some friends of ours. I'm really sorry I missed that.
And of course, on the Thursday night, April Wine opened up, and it was a pretty good festival. Now, starting tomorrow, is the fire muster.
Oh, I totally forgot all about that.
Yeah, so we have all the parades of the fire trucks, but we're going to try and get down there and get some video, and so you'll at least be able to get online and see that, so you won't miss it totally.
Excellent. It's been a long time since I've been to either of those events. I mean, it's worth what I'm doing is worth it. However, of course, I'd still like to be part of that. But being in Wasaga Beach is huge for me. The last time that I saw my little sister and my father alive here in Wasaga Beach was when we reunited after almost 9 years of no contact, and I'm about a block and a half away from there as we speak. So it's, there's many angles that I could go with. The homeless awareness part, and since getting here, the people have been phenomenal to me here in Wasaga, as well as in Barrie, and pretty well everywhere. People have just been great.
So when you left Kitchener, Jason, just take us on a little journey. Where did you all go from there?
I'm trying to picture back now. I went. How did I go? I went Stratford to Cambridge to Kitchener to Guelph, or did I go Guelph to Kitchener? No, I went Kitchener to Guelph. I'm sorry. I ended up. I'm not quite sure how that went. Oh yeah, I went Kitchener to Cambridge, and then I was on my way out of Cambridge, and there was a heavy storm coming. It looked awful, and it was amazing. A couple drove around the corner. My mind was going crazy looking at the sky, and all of a sudden there's a horn honking repeatedly, and the guy driving, he's shouting out the window, "Hey, there's my guy!" And he was doing the thumbs up and everything. First I thought it was a mistaken identity, and I started walking again. I took some pictures of the awful looking sky, and they pulled in front of me, and we talked a little bit, and they're just phenomenal. And we started talking about when I lived in Cambridge, people I knew. And they said, well, do you want to go see those people? We knew the same people. We went, and I got to talk to some old people I knew. And then the storm hit, and it hit good. And they got me into Guelph. And I stayed at Guelph, which just an amazing experience. I met one of the most inspirational people I ever met in my life. His name's Aaron. I posted about him on Homeless Happens Helping Hands page. And from Guelph, I did a couple stories with the media there. From there, I went up Orangeville way, and Orangeville, just absolutely incredible for the way that I was covered by Orangeville Citizen, was the newspaper. The reporter Tabitha Wells also did a blog, which I posted today, which honestly humbled me. It had me almost in tears at the coffee shop that I had to leave. Excuse me. It was just Orangeville is a very, very conservative town with nothing available for homeless men. No contingency, very little contingency, sorry. And I was stuck. I lived in Orangeville over a year ago. I exhausted all my resources, and finally I had to call the Women and Family Shelter to see if they could put me in touch with anyone. They worked in collaboration with the Salvation Army and the Orangeville Police Department. Officer Davidson was his name. He drove out to meet me. He said, listen, we got you a room. They put me up for a night, and I'm still overwhelmed by the whole Orangeville experience. The last time that I lived there, it was quite different, but that was a number of years ago, and had nothing to do with homelessness. But it was incredible. And then heading up towards Barrie, I ran into a friend from St. Thomas, Heather. I didn't run into her. She drove out to the highway just the other side of Shelburne. She and her friend, and we got talking, and it was great. I got into Angus. I was put up for a night in Angus, and there wasn't a whole lot to do in Angus, so I pushed on, and I got into Barrie, and again, absolutely phenomenal. The CTV coverage and the people were great. It was absolutely great. The Barrie homeless population was more than I thought it to be. For 144,000 people, it was rather high, I thought. But the people were very receptive. They were great in all areas, except I was trying to get the room at a hotel. I was trying to see if they could accommodate me for the little bit of money I had. Well, maybe not a little bit, but they were willing to give me if I paid cash, they were willing to give me $13 off, and it was $30 more than I had. And a fellow asked me, "Are you willing to work tomorrow? Are you able to work tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I am. However, I'm on a homeless awareness walk." He said, "Well, how about if I just keep you working to?" Essentially, he just needed me to help move his friend. And he said, "If I keep you till 11:30 in the morning, I buy you breakfast and lunch, and I take care of your room and give you a couple bucks for supper later on." And I said, "You know what? I can do that." And it was just incredible. He covered my room, covered he offered breakfast, lunch, supper, and then some money for supper today. And I made my way to Wasaga Beach, where I am now. And as I was reaching Elmdale, a fellow, Brian, pulled over, and he said, "Man, I saw you on CTV. I saw you on Highway 29, saw you walking by my house, and this time I just had to stop." He said, "You haven't made it far, but you've made it far, because it's just a long distance between the cities." And we talked a little bit, and he asked, "Can you get a picture?" Provided me with a little bit of money to get some things I needed, and I went into the gas station across the street to get the coffee with the money he gave me. They wouldn't take my money, and I was 12 kilometers walking into Wasaga Beach, and as I was getting here, the fellow that makes my Homeless Happen shirt and hats and stuff, he asked me about, I've been saying I need to get one of those strollers, jogging strollers. Well, he asked me, is this the kind that you need? And he sent me a picture. And I said, absolutely, that's what I need. He said, okay, well, it'll meet you in Wasaga Beach tonight. I'll send it with my son. Now, he lives up in Burke's Falls, which is a few hours from here. His son lives about a half hour from here. And I asked him, can you send one of my hoodies too? Because, I mean, it's getting cold out here, and I forgot my coat in St. Thomas.
Oh, no.
Well, his son brought me a hoodie, brought me the jogger stroller thing, which is just absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to get an extra 15 to 20 kilometers a day and almost no pain now. And the people here in Wasaga Beach, I used to live here, like I said, my dad and my sister here, they've just been phenomenal. I get an email while I was stopped having a coffee from a hotel. I typically don't give the name of the hotels that I'm at until after I've left, but I will thank them properly. She sent me an email and she said, we saw you on the news tonight. We would love it if you would stay here, and we'll put you up. And that was last night. They put me up last night and tonight, and tomorrow it's off to Collingwood.
Holy moly. So along this walk, I mean, you're meeting some very generous and great people.
Yes.
I bet you're also meeting those that are still not aware of what you're doing, and they still have a stigma against homeless people. How do you confront those, if you want it confronting? How do you interact with that, with people that have that kind of attitude?
It's different with each individual. Some of them are very standoffish. Some of them are just how do I put it, snobby, perhaps. Some of them actually make it a point to let me know that they're looking down on me. I meet them. I kind of meet them head on with what it is that they're delivering to me. But I'm not quite sure looking back how it goes, but it always breaks into conversation about my walk, or some of them I guess kind of spiteful. I'll write down Homeless Happens Helping Hands on Facebook, facebook.com/Homeless Happens, as well as Jason McComb, and Google will finish the rest for you. If it doesn't, Homeless Walk Across Canada. I set it on the table, and I say, insight is free. I wink at them, and I walk away. And a number of times they have caught up with me. In one case, it was an apology, as well as, can I get you something to eat? But there's many ways to do it, but there are some that still, they just don't care, and they still want to keep, whether it's an attitude they give me or just the opinion that they've obviously formed, and they want to stay standoffish. And those are the people, most people would be deterred by it, I do believe, but it fuels me and says, okay, this is not going to be a 1 in a million person. There's going to be more like that. I've got to reach them and hopefully cut it off before they cut me off, type thing. And it fuels me, it motivates me, and keeps me going.
And that is basically the purpose of this whole walk, isn't it? Is to bring awareness to everyone on homelessness.
You bet your life. I mean, if at this point in the walk I found out that it was no longer needed, there would be, it would be a little bit deflating, and the motivation would start leaking out. However, running into this, it's just saying, yeah, it's still needed, that this is why I'm out here, and there's a little bit of currency saying that what I'm doing is warranted, so it helps me push on.
Okay, Jason,
I forgot to mention as well, yesterday I've lost about, without exaggeration, 30 pairs of sunglasses. I just get them at the dollar store now because I'm losing them all the time. I went to get a pair of sunglasses and a bandana down by the beach at a place where my little sister worked many years ago. And a lady, she overheard me talking to the store owner, and she just asked me, she said, "Hey, that's great. Can I get a picture of you with the kids?" She took me down to the beach, and we walked down to the beach. It was just it's right off the beach. We walked down to the beach, and we got some pictures. We talked, and it was great because, I mean, there's a lot of people out here that do this. They break it, the conversations. It breaks up from, say, here's the serious side of it, homeless awareness, this and that, and then kind of have just off the cuff conversation. Some of it's got a silly tone, some of it is serious life stuff. Kind of like back in Barrie, when a fellow I met up with, it was right after my CTV interview. I walked back in, he introduced himself, and we got to talking about the real life issues, not just homelessness, but a lot of issues that the world's facing. And then we joked about stand-up comedy, and then we got back to homeless awareness, and it's really refreshing. The lady at the beach yesterday after the picture, she says, I know that you told me not to in the store, but here, and she handed me $10. She said, please have supper on me. And I don't even know how to talk about it. And then when she liked my page on Facebook, I went to her profile to say thank you, and I noticed that it was her birthday that all this took place on. So I didn't bother her, but I'll thank her properly when I heard the whole birthday weekend has passed. But it's stuff like that and a whole lot more that's going on that's keeping me going.
Sure does bring a smile to your face, doesn't it, when you run into those kinds of people?
I claim not to smile. However, a look of a smile does come about. It truly does. And honestly, it warms me in many ways. I do appear to be a cold person to some, and there's reason for that. Maybe not cold, but apathetic. But it truly does. The best way to say it is it makes me feel wonderful. I mean, there's a lot going on in my personal life right now that I'll just be blunt about it. It sucks. And these things really, they're uplifting, and I mean it gets me up out of the dirt, so to speak, and keeps me walking. And it's stuff that I would never not even so much. It's not that I wouldn't realize I needed it. I definitely wouldn't have admitted that I needed this kind of thing, but with a wedge that's driven between me and some of my friends as a result of just a couple of ignorant people that wish to remain ignorant, it's been hindering me. So these people, they just keep giving me that little injection of, hey man, it's cool, it's okay, it's this too shall pass type thing. So yeah, it's awesome.
So now you're going to be venturing off this coming week. We're going to try and make sure that we can hook up with you next Friday night. People back here at home get on Facebook and they message you. That's got to help you along in spirit too, to know that we all, we're not here physically with you on that walk, but we're still thinking about you and doing what we can to show our support.
In many ways, it's better that I've got you here in spirit, and all those notifications that I get, despite being overwhelming when I wake up and there's 1,019 of them. It's for me, you guys are safe. I mean, there's some dangerous situations out here. I took pictures yesterday where there was almost no shoulder on the road leading towards Wasaga Beach, and I can't have that with me. I mean, if I get hurt, I get hurt. But if somebody gets hurt out here or something happens, that'd be debilitating to me. But it is amazing having the support that I'm getting from you guys back home. It is very much the same as having you guys here on the walk with me. But the guarantee of safety for you guys is there. So it's huge on many levels.
Okay, Jason. Well, we're going to let you go so you can get some rest tonight and get some food into you. So we're going to give you another call next Friday. We'll see.
Awesome.
We'll see how this week has been, and I just want to thank you for talking to me. And you be safe out there.
Thank you very much. Thank you for helping me out with this as well.
Okay, Jason. You take care, and we'll talk to you on Friday.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye.